It's your boy Hennythemoor reporting live from the liquor store. I know I went live a little bit earlier, but I had to catch myself a second wind, man. Still feeling a little bit under the weather, but I done shook back a little bit, and I wanted to bring y'all my full in-depth thoughts about the Dallas Cowboys' dominant victory over the New York Jets, man. So y'all come on in. I'm gonna give y'all about an hour and some change of some good premium Dallas Cowboys content. We just gonna rock out for a while, man. Have ourselves a damn good show. So, hey, y'all know the usual rules and regulations when y'all tap into the liquor store. First and foremost, make sure you hit that like button on the way in. The more likes that you get on a video on YouTube or Facebook, whatever other platform it's streaming on, the more that platform will promote it. So if you got love for your boy Hennythemoor, you want to see the channel grow, you want to see us do big things over here, man, make sure you hit that like button. Eastside Harold, the biggest Dallas Cowboy fan that I know was in the building. Salute to him. The Cowboys are 2-0. The Texans are 0-2. So we all know who is the best team in Texas, right? Okay. It was never a debate, but I just wanted to throw that out there, Eastside. Todd Cowboys, how you doing? They been tapping in and showing love to the channel. Johnny Wood said, "What's my guy? How you feeling?" He said, "I'm feeling great, man." Hey, a Dallas Cowboy victory always makes you feel a little bit better. It's I ain't 1,000%, but I'm bearable. Mike Aldana, what's up with you, man? They been tapping in. Joe Tranchina, what's up with you? They been tapping in, showing love to the channel. Miss Regina Green. So yeah, man, make sure y'all hit that like button on the way in. Stephen Harrison, what's up, my guy? Long time no see. How you been? Yeah, man. So yeah, make sure you hit that like button. And we are still practicing manifestation inside the liquor store. So if you drop emojis, man, make sure that you drop them 6 times. And most importantly, man, share the content. Share the content 6 times. I know all y'all got at least 6 Facebook groups you can share it to. I know all y'all know 6 different people. You got 6 different contacts on your phone you can send the content to. You know what I'm saying? So let's make sure you share the content 6 times, man. We're trying to manifest that 6th championship for the Dallas Cowboys. So we're doing 6 of everything. Right, so share the content 6 times. If you drop emojis, drop 6 of them things too, man. It could be 6 championship trophies, 6 stars. We in the liquor store, so you drop 6 shot glasses or 6 bottles, it's Gucci. Just make sure that we are all practicing manifestation inside the liquor store. And then, of course, man, make sure that you find the nearest Eagles fan and slap the shit out of them. Because if you slap the shit out of an Eagles fan, I will be able to give you half off all the merchandise inside the liquor store. And we got exactly what you need to succeed over here, man. We got Cowboys, we got gin, we got hen, and everything else under the sun that can make you sin. So tap in. Thank you for coming in and showing love to the liquor store. Yo, what's up with your Phoenix Rising? Salute to you for the $5 super. He said, we going there. I appreciate you. And hey, since you sent a super, I want to segue and let everybody know this. All right, we are doing a special. We are running a raffle. It's usually $5 an entry, but right now, because I'm really trying to promote this manifestation stuff. If you send $6, I will give you 2 raffle entries. Right, so for every 6 you send for a limited time, because once I got off the show, it's a wrap. Because I did it yesterday, but for every 6 that you send, I will give you 2. So hey, we're doing 2 for 6 right now. So if you want to increase your odds exponentially, hit the cash app with a super chat, man. Hit the cash app with super chat. We're gonna do 2 for 6. We're raffling off a Dallas Cowboy jersey. We're raffling off a copy of Madden 24, and we're also gonna be raffling off a Dallas Cowboys bobblehead. So if you want a chance to win one of them, hit the cash app. He said, "Oh dang, can I put?" Yeah, of course, Phoenix Rising. Every 6 you put, you send $1. If you send $1 super, I'll go ahead and give you your second one. You good for it, my guy. Yeah, you good for it. Yo, Candy Hudson, what's up? DC for Life, Texas, what's up with you, my boy? I see you. He said, hey, what's good, HTM? How about them Cowboys? DC for Life, Texas, let's freaking go. Cowboys love number 6. Yeah, we going for number 6, man. Definitely, my guy. Danny Savage, what's up with you, man? So let's talk, man. Let's talk about it. Let's get into the meat and potatoes of this subject matter, man. Let's get into it. All right, I got you, Phoenix Rising. So, hey, salute to you. They got you 2 raffle entries, man. So, hey, I appreciate you for supporting. But yeah, man. So let's take a look, man. You know, I am the numbers guy. So we're always going to start with the numbers, right? The numbers are important to me because what people don't understand are the statistics or the mathematical data that shows what happened over the course of a game or a season. Hey, salute to DC for Light Texas for the $6 raffle entry, man. I see you, and they got you 2 raffle entries on my end, man. So salute to you, and thank you for supporting the channel and showing love, my guy. I appreciate you. But yeah, man, all stats are the mathematical, data that occurred. They said Henny got to send you 10 cash app, lost the drink bet we made before Rogers got hurt. Hey man, the cash app is at the bottom. It's $ Hennythemoor. Salute to you. What's up with your Special K? He said, Henny, we look bad in the red zone. Yeah, red zone needs some work. That's my only critique about the offense. So, y'all know ahead of time, I have some issues with some red zone execution. And I say red zone execution because while I was not a fan of every play called, a lot of them should have worked. I'm not gonna lie to you because I done went back and looked at it a little bit now. But I digress. But yeah, so let's take a look at the numbers real quick, man. Overall, team, individual guys, and then we'll go from there. Yo, Tanisha Dixon Ford, thank you for tapping in and showing love to the channel. I appreciate you. My boy King G, what's up with you, my guy? He said, what up, Henny? Let's go, man. I'm happy with the win. I'm not satisfied, though. Got a lot to build on. I agree with that. They said we didn't need to ball out. 20 points would beat the Jets. Hey, which is true. They said, Henny, finally, I get to see you on your show live. Hey, I'm glad that you were able to make it in here. He said, we left point out there, was too conservative with our play calling. Red zone sucked. We got conservative, but we also, went up 17. The moment that we got an opportunity to go up 17, Mike McCarthy pulled the plug on it, and it was never really a game after that because we knew that the Jets were not going to score points. All right, so here it goes. So let's get this pulled up. All right, so first and foremost, salute to Dak Prescott, right? So he on the offensive side of the ball, the run game did not really get going, to the standard that we are accustomed to. But Dak Prescott went 31 of 38, 255 yards, 2 passing touchdowns. So Dak Prescott only had 7 incompletions, and he threw the ball down there 40 times. Threw the ball down there 40 times, and that was a completion percentage of 81.5%. So Dak completed 81.5% of his passes, threw for 2 touchdowns, and only had 1 turnover-worthy play. We all know the play that I'm talking about, where he threw the ball in he double pumped on the ball in the flat. Should have been a pick 6 by Sauce. But every quarterback has throws like that. Every quarterback has throws like that. You know what I mean? So Dak Prescott, hats out to you. Outside of the near pick that you threw in the flat Sauce and the missed touchdown in the back of the end zone, you were fantastic. Demetrius Adams, what's up with you, my guy? Said those goal line plays were kind of sus though. Yeah, we're gonna talk about that in a minute. I'm gonna elaborate on the goal line in just a minute. I got y'all on everything. So yeah, so salute to Dak. West Coast offense got the ball out of his hand quickly again. Wasn't really a lot of opportunities for the Jets front line to get after him. Quentin Williams was somebody we pointed out might be an issue. He was a non-factor. His brother Quincy was a non-factor. Jermaine Johnson, none of those guys really did much against the Dallas Cowboys today. None of them. Right, their defensive line was neutralized by the quickness of the Dallas Cowboys passing game, by Dak Prescott's decision making, and we can live to fight another day. And remember, this was not no Rudy Poo ass defense, right? When we look at the New York Jets defense, they got an all-pro defensive tackle. They spent a first-round pick on Jermaine Johnson to bring him into the fold to see if he can develop to a premier pass rusher. They got an all-pro boundary corner in Sauce Gardner. They got an all-pro linebacker in C.J. Mosley. We seen Whitehead get multiple interceptions last game. So these are no scrubs by any stretch of the imagination. Chris Johnson, what's up with you? The center shot sweep, brutal goal line. You go north south. Yep. He said, "Hey, Hen, not tonight, but maybe tomorrow. Can you please break down our red zone plays? I need to know what Mike and Dak was seeing." I break them. Yeah, we'll break them down. I got you. Okay, Dallas overrated like every year. I know who's not overrated: the Houston Texans. Because listen, they ain't shit, and don't nobody think they shit. So the Houston Texans are not overrated. They are properly rated because they fucking suck. Right? So don't come here and ask me about no Texans. We don't talk about losing teams. If your team has not won a game this season, you are not allowed to talk to us. Period. Better luck next year. But yeah, so the New York Jets were a great defense. And I want to put this into perspective for y'all. Right, this is a nice little tidbit I saw. First and foremost, shout out to my boy BJ Nix. All I did was screenshot your Twitter post and put it on the show. But yeah, man. So we all know the New York Jets were a very good defense. Last year, they held teams to around 18 points per game. Held the Buffalo Bills, who had an offensive explosion today. They scored like 38. Held the Buffalo Bills to 16 points last week. The Dallas Cowboys dropped 30 on them. This was the first time in a calendar year that the New York Jets have allowed a 30-point game. Week 2 of the 2022 season was the last time that they allowed a 30-point game. That means that they went 15 regular season games. Right, they went 15 regular season games in last year, and then they went the game this year. So they were on a 16-game streak of not allowing 30 points. 16 consecutive regular season games. And the Dallas Cowboys dropped 30 on them. He said, where the Jets gang at? Ain't no telling. Well, Eastside, I also want to point out, we all already knew that Kellen Moore was not going to go over there to the Chargers and call up no masterpieces. We knew that they would struggle. At least I did. Bengals, not really surprised. They won their division, but each time they won a division, Lamar Jackson was injured at the end of the year. Because I want y'all to remember, the Ravens were winning that division both years. They were in the lead for that division both years. Lamar Jackson got hurt, could not finish the season, and we all know what happened after that. Calvin Jefferson, yeah, listen, they're natural born haters. I can't help that. But like I pointed out, Dallas Cowboys scored 30 points on a team that have not allowed 30 points in a game in the last 16 regular season games. They went on a 16-game streak without allowing, they went on a 16-game streak without allowing 30 points, and we snapped it. We snapped their streak. And that's hard to do. You know what I'm saying? They got, like I said, they got all pros on every level. They got an all pro on that defensive line, got an all pro with the linebackers, all pro in the secondary. So they are a real deal defense, man. They are a real deal defense. And like talent wise, they are close to us on defense. They just ain't got a Michael Parsons yet. He said Dan Quinn exposed Sauce, line your best receiver to the other side of the field, let him eat. Yeah, and listen, shout out to West Coast Cowboy because he said it. We all said it because I said that Sauce does not line up in the slot. CeeDee Lamb plays primarily in the slot, so it's not going to be, it's not going to be a factor. He doesn't move from his side of the field, and they didn't make it a contest. They did not make it about CeeDee Lamb beating up on Sauce Gardner. Michael Carter, their slot corner, is not very good. He got his ass toe up, right? They went over there against Reed. He got toe up, right? So we did what we needed to do. And yes, Leon, you were correct. The Dallas Cowboys have only allowed 10 points over the course of 2 games. So we are only allowing 5 points per game. Best scoring defense in the National Football League. Best scoring defense in the National Football League. Eastside, the Cardinals and the Bears are trash. Like nobody thought the Bears were going to be good. I never said that the Bears would be a good team. I said Detroit would win their division. My divisional winners were the Cowboys, the 49ers, Detroit, and the Saints. Those were the 4 teams I had winning their division in the NFC. Special K said, really, if Hooker makes that tackle, it would have been back-to-back games with the Ops not scoring a touchdown. Facts. He said, and after 16 points, including a 55-yarder, kicker becoming less of a... Yeah, the kicker, listen, shout-outs to Aubrey. He kicked his ass off. Big, strong leg. He probably could have made that kick from about over 60 yards out. So I'm fine with him. You know what I'm saying? He's proving me wrong. He went a perfect 5 for 5, did not miss a single extra point. So Brandon Aubrey, yeah, I'm rocking with you, my boy. I'm rocking with you, Brandon Aubrey. I'm rocking with Brandon Aubrey. All right, so let's continue on to this. So while Dak Prescott and the passing offense was pretty decent, also I do have to point out one thing. CeeDee Lamb was still the only wide receiver that really made an impact. Jalen Tolbert had 3 catches for 18 yards. Tony Pollard caught 7 balls for 37. Rico had a 17-yard gain on a screen pass. But there was CeeDee Lamb and Dak Prescott were the passing offense. CeeDee had 11 receptions for 143 yards. You know what I mean? So we still have to, and listen, I'm not saying that we really got to go out our way to do it, but we still have to see some of these other wide receivers step up. Jalen Tolbert filled in admirably. You know what I'm saying? Brandon Cooks could not play, of course. He had a sprained knee, an MCL sprain. But, he said Gallup was a ghost. Yeah, Gallup had 1 catch for 3 yards. Jalen Tolbert had 3 catches for 16 yards. So, outside of CeeDee Lamb, the wide receivers did not really have a great day at the office. But it's still good. You know what I'm saying? We still did what we needed to do. We generated big plays. And that's one of the things I did like. We generated big plays, both in the quick passing game, and we took some downfield shots to CeeDee Lamb that paid off. He said they used Gallup and Tolbert as diversion days. CD feasted. Well, CeeDee Lamb was always going to feast based on where they align him at. Most of the time, they like to leave CeeDee Lamb in the slot. They like to utilize CeeDee Lamb as a motion guy as well. So it's hard. It's hard to do anything against CeeDee Lamb because CeeDee Lamb, because he usually plays in the slot or he usually the guy in motion, you damn near cannot double team him. Damn near can't double team the man. They said, oh yeah, I was happy to see Tolbert pulling up and getting some catches, except for the deep pass to him. I wasn't sure if Dak overthrew it or Tolbert was trailing behind. It was just good. It was just good coverage by Reed. You know what I'm saying? Like he ran the route to the best of his ability. It just they ran the sluggo, right? Because the big play to CeeDee Lamb down the sideline was also a sluggo route, a stopping slant and go. But he ran it better, right? So he ran the slant and go. Reed did not bite because they already beat him on a sluggo route once earlier in the game. He stayed right in his hip pocket, and it was what it was. He said we got a legit 17-0 type squad. I don't see any losses on the schedule. I see 50 games though, 14-3 season at worst. Oh yeah, like teams are going to adjust. Teams are going to try different things, to try and neutralize our defensive front. They're going to do different things to try and slow down our offense. But I definitely could see us. I had us winning 14 games though. I had us going 14-3. 14-3 was what I said we would be prior to the season. That was my preseason look, and really, it could be, like you said, it could be better than that, depending on how good some of these other teams are. Right? So some of the other teams don't look like they're prepared for the Dallas Cowboys. You said, oh, and you only said 14-3, being humble. LOL. That's how good we are. Hey, real talk. Yo, what's up with you, Splendor Poppy? Salute to you, my boy. Thank you for tapping in and showing love. Joshua Fisher said, call landlord. I just got off the phone with landlord. That man was up there trying to watch Monday Night Football. I mean, the Sunday Night Football stuff. Yo, Matt, what's up with you? He said, let's go Cowboys, celebrate it. Get ready for Cardinals on Monday. Yeah, man, I'm ready, man. You know what I'm saying? I'm ready. Dallas Cowboys will be playing a team that I don't think is trying to win games, because there's no way in hell that the Giants should have came back against the Cardinals. I think they are intentionally trying to lose games. However, truth be told, if they were to pick one game to try and win, they probably would try to pick the Dallas Cowboys. But he said came back, G-Man came back, win a tough NFC East division for Dallas like the 80s. I mean, battle tested for playoffs. True. Very true. Very, very, very true. He said, we about to go 3 games, only giving up 10 points. I can easily see that. I can easily see that for real. All right, so I got a couple more tidbits to touch on with y'all. So, we talked about Dak and his efficiency. Look at this EPA right here. So Ted Self is an analytics guy. Give him a follow on Twitter. They said Dak doing this to one of the best defenses in the league without Brandon Cooks and much of a run game. The rumors of his demise were greatly exaggerated. Right? So when you look at Dak Prescott, his EPA, right? Amazing. You see it's in the green, a 0.45. Super efficient. Total EPA 13.8. Compared to Zach Wilson's, who was a 0.04, and his total EPA was a 0.6. Right? So Dak Prescott was super efficient, completed 81% of his passes, had a great EPA, had a passer rating of 112, no turnovers, 2 passing touchdowns. Exceptional. Hector said time of possession, field position, special teams, recipe for winning, go Cowboys. I'm glad that you brought that up, though. I am glad that you touched on time of possession. So we can just segue like that then. So we're talking about that. Dog, we had the ball 40 minutes to 20? 40 minutes to, no shit, never mind. They didn't even have the ball 20 minutes. I'm sorry. I greatly exaggerated how much they had the ball. So according to Kyle Humans, Dallas Cowboys won the time of possession battle 42-15. 42 minutes 15 seconds to 17 minutes 45 seconds in week 2. Second best mark for a non-overtime regular season game in franchise history. out of the 19 games where Dallas has held the ball for 40 minutes or more, they are 17-2 all time. So the Dallas Cowboys have, have had games where they won time possession 40 or better to whatever, and we won all but 2 of those games. So listen, when you sit on the ball, when you got the ball, when the hell is the other team supposed to score against you? Like, can the other offense score when they're on the bench? Of course not. So, it's very hard to have the ball for 40 minutes and lose a football game. It's very hard to have the ball for 40 minutes and lose a football game. So the Dallas Cowboys, at the end of the day, play calling was not the best, especially in the red zone, but they did play complimentary football. Once they got the lead, they kept the ball safe. They sat on the ball. They ran the ball over 40 times, right? I know we threw the ball around a lot, but we ran the ball over 40 times. So when you do things like that, right, regardless, you usually win the game. You ran the ball 40 times. You controlled time of possession. You did not, turn the ball over. You ain't give them no life. And, of course, while offense was far from perfect, you dropped 30. I know that a large majority of that came on field goals, but 30 points is 30 points. Never look a gift house in the gift horse in the mouth. Right. So while we probably have needed more points if Aaron Rodgers played, given some of the things that they were able to take advantage of on our back end, I felt like this would have been a shootout if Aaron Rodgers had played. But with Zach Wilson, you think about it like this: you won the game once you reach 11 points. The moment that you got 11 points, you won the game because they only scored 10. There was an offense from last year; they only scored 17 points per game. So there was never a concern about Zach Wilson and the New York Jets offense, coming in here and slinging the ball around and taking advantage of the Dallas Cowboys defense. That was never a concern. However, the one way they could beat us, if we did not neutralize the run, if we turned the ball over, if we did not play smart football. We did that. It wasn't perfect, but I also want to remind y'all, this was the Dallas Cowboys' very first game using their regular offense. Because Mike McCarthy himself told y'all, hey, I had a plan for if it rained hard, and I had a plan for, if the weather held up and I could run my regular offense. Well, we played in a dome. The weather was fine. This was the first time the Dallas Cowboys utilized that new offense. This is the very first time that we did. So, of course, there will be some growing pains. Of course, there will be some guys not on the same page. Hold on. Let me wipe this camera. Okay. Yeah, of course, there'll be some guys not on the same page. But, dog, this team is still improving, still learning, still gelling, coming together. And you dropped 30 on one of the best defenses in the National Football League. He said, after looking at Deuce, I wouldn't mind Rojo. Now, no offense, nor pulling the plug on Deuce. Well, I would say this. I'm fine. I'm fine on Rojo because Rojo will have to take somebody roster spot. You shouldn't have been on steroids or doing whatever hell you did. And I don't think that he's a good player any damn way. So I'm not waving or cutting nobody to make a roster spot for Ronald Jones. Right? Cause we did not have to include him in the original roster because his ass was suspended. Well, I wouldn't. The Dallas Cowboys might go about it a different way. He said Malik Hooker looked faster than I thought. Malik Hooker, he read it fine, but Zach Wilson stared that ball down on that interception so badly. Malik Hooker, who was playing in the middle of the field, seen him staring down the play, and he started staring him down so quickly that Malik Hooker had time to get all the way over from there to the other side of the field to make the interception. We realized that he didn't play, but you also got to realize, unlike the Houston Texans, we've beaten Aaron Rodgers. So we've beaten Aaron Rodgers before. That does nothing for us. I do not care. A question: are the Houston Texans going to make the playoffs? Hell no. Are the Houston Texans going to have a winning record? Hell no. Okay then. It said put on practice squad. Who cares? We good at running back. Let's him get other free Super Bowl championship. Might as well. Not as well. Might as well. But yeah, even with some of the growing pains, some of the things like that, Dallas Cowboys offense were pretty good. But I am gonna have to take a time to do this light break though, man. There's 57 people inside of the chat box right now, and only 37 of y'all don't hit the like button. You heard my poor little feelings. You can't be stressing a sick man out like that, man. So make sure you hit that like button. Make sure you hit the share button. Make sure you slap the shit out of Eagles fan. And if you want to get a chance to win one of these 3 prizes, hit the cash out with a super chat. It's usually $5 per raffle entry, but if you're seeing before the show is out, $6. I want to do 2 for every 6. We're gonna do 2 for 6 until the show is over. So $6 will get you 2 raffle entries, and we're raffling off Madden 24, a Dallas Cowboys jersey, and a Dallas Cowboys bobblehead. So if you want to participate for the drawing, hit the cash out, which is $ Hennythemoor, or hit the super chats or the super stickers, because thank God we are monetized. But yeah, man, run them likes up for your boy, man. If you can't donate or anything, run them likes up. That's a little bit better. We up to 42, 61 watching, 42. So all right, let's get it. He said we got lurkers in the building. Yeah, they lurking, but it's all good. We still gonna give them some content. We still gonna give them a little bit of content. He said Texans don't have content creators, so Eastside gotta chill with us every day. I feel bad for him. Don't feel bad for him. He should have chose wisely. He should have chose wisely. Eastside Herald woke up, and decided to be a Houston Texans fan. That is nobody's fault but his own. Sir. You could have just chose the Cowboys. You should have chose the Cowboys. He said, ain't gonna lie, man, Zeke looking sad, washed out there. He don't have no burst. I ain't seen him yet. You know what I'm saying? I was watching the game, but I ain't watching it now, of course. Oh yeah, man. It is what it is. I hope that Zeke shakes back. At least not. And listen, I hope he shakes back, but not against us. If he going through a slump, let him stay in a slump until after he plays us. He said Eli Apple is trash. Parker is killing him. Who Eli Apple play for? He played for the Dolphins now. He played for the Dolphins now. King G said he ain't watched him yet either. Miami, thank you. Hey, thank you, Keystone. I appreciate that. All right, so let's continue down this rabbit hole, man. Cause I got some more stuff to talk about with y'all. Yeah, Matt. It's with Miami. He out there getting toe up. There's nothing new. South Texas said Rico over Zeke. We made the right decision, sad to say. If that ends up being true, that is super sad. Cause you know I love Zeke. Y'all know I got love for Zeke. All right, so we do have some injury news to talk about. Make sure I clicked on the right slide though. And not really injury news. We had some people leave. Hold on. That's not the right slide. Here it go. So Zach Martin left the game with an ankle injury. Left ankle. right? But he said he'll be all right. He said had the game been on the line or something like that, he would have still played. But Zach Martin had to lead the game, but he's good. And remember, offensive line depth and health were coming into the season were a couple of the things that we were concerned about. And so far, it's been good. Zach Martin came back. He's been holding his spot down. Chuma filled in very well in the absence of Tyler Smith. TJ Bass, showed up during the preseason. Some Richards showed up during the preseason. So some of those woes and concerns that we had about the O-line, has been proven to be an overreaction. Our offensive line depth and health is looking good up to this point. Granted, that could change at a drop of a dime, but as of right now, September the 17th, 2023, I feel comfortable with our offensive line. He said, "What's up with Chuma?" Chuma also suffered an elbow injury, but Jerry Jones after the game said he felt neither Zach Martin's ankle or Chuma's elbow were anything serious. So that's what he's saying. That's what he's saying at this point. We'll see if it's true, because you never can take the words of Jerry Jones at face value. But they said TJ Bass played great tonight. Yeah, he had one miscue, and after that he was perfect. So hey, salute to TJ Bass, man. He one of my pet cats. He did exceptionally well. I'm happy for the kid, man. Always happy for the kid to see him succeed and grow, man. I like him. I like him a lot. Really, it's a blessing that Dallas Cowboys were even able to get him, because he should have been drafted. He should have been at least a 4th round pick. Should have been at least a 4th round pick. He said, in a way, I would agree, but honestly, Zeke would have been shut down. Too, that Jets interior is good. Oh yeah, Matt, most definitely. Yeah, Matt. Yeah, he definitely one of my pet cats. I liked him a lot. He said I like him too, but that was a big miss. I know. Thank God, it happened when the game wasn't on the line. You know what I mean? Now I'm sure that it would have upset me more if the game was in doubt. But by the time it happened, we all knew that that it would be over with. He said Zeke in the yard. Well, the New England Patriots brought Ezekiel Elliott in to be a short yardage back. Why they do like Ramon's Stevenson? He was one of the worst red zone running backs in the NFL last year, and Ezekiel Elliott was one of the best. So that's why they brought him in. They saw value in their skill set for Zeke. But, they actually got to move the ball and get into the red zone in order for Ezekiel Elliott to eat. They have to move the ball and actually get into the red zone. And listen, the New England Patriots are not playing good football right now. So they should be another team that we beat. They should be another team that we beat. So they need to block the right side, indeed. I'm really surprised too. Both of these boys have turned the ball over. Who you think we need to rest next week? It just depends. It depends on who's ailing and who, it depends on who's ailing and what we believe we need to do for the season. I mean, I don't necessarily think we need two. It said, hey, how many times you come on during the week? I usually come on every day. I usually do a show with West Coast and Landlord at 12 p.m. Central Standard Time. I usually do a show about 6:30. So I usually do about 2 shows a day, 2-3 shows a day. bare minimum, I at least try to get one show in a day. So if you don't see me at noon, I usually be live at about 6:30. Yeah, about 2 times a day, for the most part. Things happen. Sometimes there's a lot of news, so I gotta go live a couple more times than usual. Said when is the first raffle? Raffle does not end till November the 1st. Everything will be raffled off on the same day. The drawing will happen on the same day. So November the 1st is when the raffle ends. That's the last day to get your raffle entries in, and then on November the 2nd is when we'll do the drawings. Because usually I just do a raffle every single month, but I'm just gonna let this one run until November the 1st, and then we'll do a different one, for Thanksgiving. Hey, anytime. Thank you for wanting to come over and support the channel. I appreciate you. Also, if you have not joined the YouTube page yet, come over to YouTube, type in HTM Sports, subscribe to the page, and turn the notifications on. And that way, every time I go live, you'll get a notification that I'm going live. So let's see. So yeah. So the question was that who would I risk going into this Cardinals game? Honestly, I probably would risk Tyler Smith again. Like, I would probably risk Tyler Smith and Brandon Cooks, because I don't think that we need either one of those guys to go in there and beat the Cardinals. The Cardinals are okay, they're okay. They're an NFL team. But the Cardinals, man, they're not going to be the same schematical. What's the word I'm trying to use? They're not going to be the same kind of schematical, advantages on the Cardinal side, right? Because from a schematical standpoint, the New York Jets, had a good front four. They got guys that could get pressure without blitzing. They got guys in the back end, that were pretty decent in coverage. Like from a schematical standpoint, overcoming the Jets defense would have been harder than what the challenge of trying to overcome the Arizona Cardinals would be. And hey, what's up, Trey Fargo? He said Miami player down. Damn, I hate to hear that. I pray. In fact, God, please watch over them, Lord. Please keep with them. Please, Lord, watch over them, Lord. Make sure that they have good health, Father God. Protect them, Lord, and deliver them, Father God. In Jesus' name we pray, amen. Yeah, you never want to see nobody get hurt or be injured. Same thing with Saquon Barkley. I know he an op, but I hate that he had an injury. Especially when he been fighting to get paid as a running back, knowing how underpaid they are, in comparison to other positions. So never want to see a player get hurt. But yes, Trey Fargo, we are smoking on that bird pack. We're smoking that bird pack. We already got the giant pack in. We smoking on Daniel Jones, right? We're smoking the Daniel Jones. We're smoking the Jalen Hyatt. We're smoking the Sauce Gardner. We're smoking everybody, man. Like, everybody's in the blunt. We done turn the boys to runs. They in the blunt. It's over with. Daniel Parr said they're a mid-low caliber team. I mean, I'm trying to be fair. I didn't want to be, that blunt about it, but you didn't lie. Say the Cardinals are not a good team. And I also feel, they're tanking. Like, they are tanking. I do not feel that the Giants should have won that game. If the Cardinals really wanted to win that game, they could have. They let their foot off the gas. They let them all the way back in. They did not want to win that game. Yo, 681 boy, what's up with you? He said smoking on that jet fuel. Oh yeah. Smoking on that jet pack right now. Said Breece Hall did nothing today. Breece Hall was also supposed to be on a snap count. Breece Hall is coming back from a devastating leg injury. They really could not handle the ball that much even if they wanted to, because they have some concerns about him staying healthy right now. So Breece Hall, limited snaps, did nothing. Dallas Cowboys defense as a whole though was spectacular. Dallas Cowboys run defense, right? Hold on, because I think I got this on here, but I don't think I uploaded it. Okay, so the Dallas Cowboys run defense. It said 1 touchdown to Arizona on Saturday. Can't wait to see our Cowboys in person, baby. Hey, thank you for tapping in, showing love to the channel, Dunham Mama C2. And I see you practicing manifestation with the six hearts. Salute to you. My boy, the original people, said I'm smoking on that D Cooks pack. And listen, Dalvin Cook ain't did shit. The biggest impact that Dalvin Cook had on the game was fumbling the ball away for his team. So as much as, and listen, that's why, play evaluation is for the experts. I damn near campaigned for Dalvin Cook to come over here. That would have been a mistake. Because he has not looked like Dalvin Cook the first 2 games. I know that things can change, but he has not looked good. 681 baby said he's smoking on that Zach Wilson. Zach Wilson smoking on himself. That boy threw 3 interceptions. He started okay, but once the pressure was on and they couldn't hide him anymore, they were out of trick plays, and they were out of the illusion of trying to establish the run. It was over with. So peep this. Dallas Cowboys on the ground only allowed 2.7 yards per carry. Put it in the chat box, man. That's fire. I want y'all to remember something. We said if the Dallas Cowboys could stop the run, they would be the best team in the NFL. But we already could stop the passer. We already could rush the passer. We already can get turnovers, takeaways, sacks. We can do every damn thing but stop the run. Them boys allowed 2.7 yards per carry. Only 2.7, not even 3 damn yards. And we all know they came in here with the mindset of wanting to run the football. They needed to run the football, and they couldn't. We knew they needed to run the football to win. There were people saying that the Dallas Cowboys were going to give up 200 yards rushing on the day. We gave up like 60 or some shit over the course of 4 quarters. So, man, I tell you one damn thing. If the Dallas Cowboys can stop the run, it is over. It's over. What you gonna do? If you can't run the ball, if you can't pass the ball, what are you going to do? He said, Trey Fargo said, HTN, we was 2 for 6 in the red zone. Score should easily be 48-10. Yes. So, we haven't touched on it yet. I might as well get this out the way. Dallas Cowboys had some meat left on the bone. It was not a clean win, but it was a dominant win. If you can win in a dominant fashion without being clean, that goes a long way. But let's talk about some of the red zone woes. All right, so let's start with the one that's the most obvious. Dak Prescott missing Jake Ferguson in the back of the end zone. Errant throw. He was wide open. He should have made the throw. He won't miss him again. He also had CeeDee Lamb wide open on the other side of the field, right? but he had already made the decision. Is that he already had made the decision? Winning clean is being nip and tuck. Winning clean is being nip and tuck. When I say winning, when I say clean, there's nothing to clean up. You know what I'm saying? There's nothing to clean up. Right now, we have to figure out the red zone. So that one, Dak Prescott missed. Jake Ferguson were wide open. I can, no excusing it. You make bad throws sometimes. It is what it is. Overall, he still had a great game. I know a lot of y'all pointed out the Peyton Hendershot sweep. I know we pointed out the Peyton Hendershot sweep. As crazy as it sounds, I'm not mad at the play call. I'm not, because you know why? You scored on that same play last year. You scored on that same exact play last year. Peyton Hendershot just did not follow his blocks. If Peyton Hendershot followed his actual blocks and just turned up the field, he would have walked in for a touchdown. So my biggest gripe with the red zone so far is going to be the execution more so than even the play call. Because you scored on that play. I'm not going to diss the play because you used it before and you scored on it. So Peyton Hendershot, you should have followed your blocks. Dak Prescott, you got to hit your open guy. Tyron Smith, you had a great game. You just got called for holding at the wrong time because Tony Pollard got into the end zone on a rushing touchdown, and it got called back due to that penalty, right? So that's 3 different occasions where the Dallas Cowboys could have easily been 5 or 6 in the red zone instead of 2 or 6. You could have been 5 or 6 instead of 2 or 6 easily. Missed touchdown pass in the end zone. Peyton Hendershot not following his block to get in. Tony Pollard's rushing touchdown being called back off of a holding call. So shit happens. Need to clean it up. But you dropped 30 on a team that hasn't given up 30 in over a year. You drove down. You didn't start slow. You went down there and scored on your opening possession. So he said my only concern is Dak is him running the ball when he can, but then he freezes. Yeah, something like Dak Prescott is, especially at his age, he's not really trying to run like that. Granted, we saw with the 14-yard run on the first drive that he can still, run when need be. We saw he can still move. But, at his age and him having that injury history, he's trying to stay healthy and he's trying to be there for the team. So I understand him not always taking off, but I do agree, when the running lane is there, Dak Prescott needs to take off. He needs to take off. But it's y'all time to shine now, man. I done touched on most of the things I want to touch on. I want to hear from y'all good people, man. I want to hear from y'all. So y'all drop y'all questions in the chat box. Let's chop it up and let's see what happens. Said Micah scored the same amount of touchdowns the Jets had. Man, I really hate, that they called back Micah Parsons' fumble return touchdown. I really hate they called that back. So yeah, man, y'all drop y'all questions in the chat box and let's get into it, man. We're gonna do some Q&A to round this out, and let's get it. Eastside, bringing up other sorry ass teams when we tell you that your team sorry does not help your case. You listed a bunch of teams that are overrated and ain't shit. The only team that you listed, that that even matters is the Bengals, and they might not do shit this year. Because Denver ain't shit, the Chargers ain't shit, the Bears ain't shit, and the Cardinals ain't shit. Right? So when you add in the Houston Texans, because they ain't shit, they all go along perfectly. Like they all fit in the same category of teams that ain't shit. So I'm glad that you understand the assignment, because you know, I'm just letting you know. Yeah, the Texans definitely ain't shit. Yeah, hey, Stephen Harrison, you're right. 10 sacks, 7 turnovers on the season. Dallas Cowboys defense has been monstrous. The Dallas Cowboys have just as many sacks as points allowed. 10 sacks, only 10 points allowed in 2 games. Lady said, what are my thoughts on Deuce? I think he okay, but too much hype because his dad is part of the association. Thoughts? I think Deuce has to grow into his role. He is explosive. We've seen him have an explosive run during the game. It just, the man is 5'5". He's 5'5". You know, you sort of telegraph to the defense what you're doing when he's out there. So, and listen, I think Deuce will be fine. I just think that Deuce needs the opportunity to grow into the role. And as our offense grows, we need to find and define the role that we want for Deuce Vaughn. Because remember, when Ezekiel Elliott was here, him and Tony Pollard both had defined roles. We knew exactly what we wanted to do with him. Ezekiel Elliott would be the blunt instrument, and then Tony Pollard was going to be the big play threat. So those are the things that, you know, those were the roles that were defined by them. Right? He said Deuce will never be an every down back, and that's fine. I mean, I remember coming in, you know, a lot of y'all compared him to Darren Sproles. Darren Sproles was never an every down back. What Darren Sproles did, when he made big splash plays on special teams, he occasionally was the second or third back, and you know, he also had made some impact in the passing game. So, you know, and Sproles had a very long, you know, career doing that, being a special teams ace, being a rotational back, you know, being a rotational receiving threat. So if he's Darren Sproles, that's fine. You know, just make sure that you use him as Darren Sproles. Yeah, Trey Fargo basically. Sproles was basically a gadget back. He was never going to be the guy though to get 300 carries in a season. He was not on that kind of time. And that's the beautiful thing about it. 681 boy. We ain't even asking for all that. I just need Deuce Vaughn to give me an occasional explosive run or an occasional splash play. If the game, I want to see everybody, you know, until I don't need to see them. Like I want to see Tony Pollard and Rico Dow until the game is out of hand. Then I want to see Deuce Vaughn. But really, they gave Deuce a lot more burn than I expected in this game. As a matter of fact, let me get this pulled back up. The Deuce Vaughn, they put Deuce Vaughn in a lot. Now he didn't carry the ball a lot, but he got in a lot. I need to check his snap count. They gave him 3 carries for 16 yards. Let me see. So yeah, they gave Deuce 6 touches. Like that's more than I thought that Deuce would see over the course of the game. They gave Deuce Vaughn 6 touches. He said Dave Meggett was a gadget guy with the Giants, and he was my comparison to Deuce. That's not a bad comparison at all. That's not a bad comparison at all. So yeah, they gave him more touches than I thought they would. Now, granted, Deuce Vaughn bobbled the ball on a third down completion If he hadn't bobbled it, it would have ended up being a first down. But what's up, Chris Wilson? He said, "Yep, he was in there. They need to be more careful. They're gonna get him broke." And that's one of the only concerns about Deuce Vaughn is his height. Everything else is cool. He has good vision. They got good vision, got good acceleration, good hands as a receiver. It's just he's 5'5". You know what I'm saying? If Deuce Vaughn was 6 feet tall and had the same skill set, he probably would have been a top draft pick. But because he's 5'5", he ended up being a super late pick. He said, "Wonder why they cut Clark reps." Oh, I'm not sure either. I'm gonna have to go take a look at it. Paul, what's up with you, man? I see you tapping in and showing love to the channel. And hey, we batting 1,000, man. We finally got this thing right. I got 61 folks on the YouTube with me, and I got 61 likes. So God is good. I appreciate y'all for showing love, man. Appreciate y'all for that. Let's enjoy the win. Yeah, we're gonna enjoy the win. He said, "I'm not worried about this offense. It's week 2, and we already averaging over 30 a game. We're being technical, like points, like the points scored by offense and kicker. We're averaging about 28.5, but that's still amazing. Like you're averaging 28.5 points per game from an offensive standpoint, and your defense is only allowing 5 points per game. So if you keep on a pace like that, you're going to win most of your games. You're going to win most of your games." DeQuincy said he's not small, he's short. Oh yeah, he's super short. McCarthy trusts Dak. The only thing that can stop our offense or stop our team from winning is to be put into precarious situations and turn the ball over. Right. So Mike McCarthy said the entire offseason he wanted to play complementary football. Well, you got to lead. You trust your defense. Don't put your defense in a bad situation. Just keep adding onto your lead. Take the easy points, right, and go on about your day. So I understand. Now, granted, if there was a opposing offense that could score points, I think Mike McCarthy would have been way more aggressive. Mike McCarthy is super aggressive. Some of the plays that they called, they pushed the ball down the field a lot. Like there were at least like 8 shots down the field, and shit like that actually keeps the defense honest. So, they push the ball down the field. So hey, salute to my boy Phoenix Rising for the $6 super. They got you another 2 raffle entries, by the way. But he said, y'all are forgetting the man is a rookie. All our rookies need a season to get into their prime. I bet he started lighting it up second half of the season, which is very true. He's still a very young player finding his way. And that's really why I said, once they define a role for him, right? Once they define a role for him, and once, what we want to do on the offensive side of the ball becomes more clear to us, then, we're going to take off. So I definitely see Deuce getting a hang of it. We also got to remember, this. This is only, and I said this earlier, this is only the second game of the season. There was no preseason. First game, they used a different version of their offense because of the weather. This is the very first time that they used their offense the way that they intended, and they practiced it in Oxnard, and been practicing all season. So there's still room for improvement. This is not the finished product, right? I still see this offensive unit and this offensive play calling, improving even more than what is shown. And you scored at least 27 both games. You scored 27 on the offensive side of the ball week 1, and you just scored 30 points on the offensive side of the ball week 2. So, was it perfect? Hell no. Wasn't perfect. Nowhere close even. But, but you were good enough. You were good enough to beat a team that people said was going to beat you. You beat their ass by 20 points. You beat they goofy ass by 20. So, well, true. When look at Turpin, this is second year, and we still don't know where he going to be. We're all in. We doing good. Well, this is the thing. Like Turpin, I know that they want to utilize him more of. No, I'm saying that Mike McCarthy want to play complimentary football. Like when you are up 100,000 points, why are you out here trying to chase points? This is the same conversation that we had about Kellen Moore. The same conversation we had about Kellen Moore. You already went out there and beat up on this team. The only way that they can get back into the game is if you put the ball in harm's way. So once you've already, done went up, you're up 3 possessions. You done went up 3 possessions. So why continue to push the ball down the field and put the ball in harm's way? That is how we lose games. Trying to be cute, doing stupid stuff. If Mike McCarthy didn't trust Dak Prescott, he would not have let him throw the ball down there 40 times. Dak Prescott threw the ball 38 times. If you do not trust a quarterback, you do not let them throw the ball that much. So no, my boy. But listen, you are the resident the resident Dak Prescott hater. But it's all love though. You still my guy. He said we beat the Jets by 1,000 cuts. Yep. And hey, that's exactly what the West Coast offense is. They called the West Coast offense the long handoff back in the day for a reason. A lot of short passes, occasional shot pass, an occasional shot play to keep the defense honest, right? Because if because if you throw a bunch of short passes, guys are going to roll up. They're going to try to sit on routes, and then you go right back over the top. Right, that's why the CeeDee Lamb route worked. You were running slants, right, and that's what pissed me off about Kellen Moore. You ran nothing but stop routes, and never thought to do a stop and go because you've been doing stop routes the entirety of the time you're out there. You're doing all curls, Hank. You're doing all this shit with curl routes involved, but instead of implementing a stop and go, which shows a curl, and then you take off into a 9-ball route. You never had a counter punch. We saw Mike McCarthy's counter punch. We're gonna slant your ass up, right? We're gonna slant you up, and if you try and get cute and try to get in on the slant, we're gonna go right back behind you with the slant and go. So we seen Mike McCarthy's counter punch. We went through years without seeing Kellen Moore come up with a counter punch, which was very obvious to it. It was very obvious what Kellen Moore needed to do. He said, "I figured Tolbert would get some touches. He got 3. He got 3 catches for 18 yards. He had a couple first downs. That's a good building block for a young man, getting his first real reps. He didn't really play that much last year, and he's going to build up to it. He's a guy that's still in the oven a little bit, so to speak. You just got to wait for him to develop." Facts, Hector. Get the lead and control the clock. That's all you got to do. You got a massive lead on a team that was inferior, right? And you beat them up. You beat them up. It just like putting it's just like you're a bigger opponent. And you put a dude in a sleeper hold. There ain't much they can do about that. Listen, Tariq said he loves our boring offense long as we win the games. I think everybody feels that way. I would rather score a boring 30 and win by 20 than an exciting 40 and you win in a damn shootout. You know what I mean? Like I'm about the wins. I'm about the wins. And listen, if this is the worst our offense is going to be, we're still one of the best offenses in football. If this is the worst our offense is going to be, we're still one of the best offenses in football. How many teams are averaging 28 points per game right now? How many? For real, I would take a boring 30 over an exciting 40 or 50 any day of the week. Any day. He said, how you get a boring 30? Hey, 5 field goals. You get 5 field goals and some hiccups in the red zone. You get you a boring 30. I said, and listen, we still generated, big plays. CeeDee Lamb had 143 yards on 11 catches. On 11 catches. No, playoffs, the 49ers exposed Kellen Moore ass. Just like Kellen Moore getting his ass exposed. Y'all know Kellen Moore ain't won a game yet, right? You do realize the Chargers are 0-2. That offense looks clunky as hell. And he's supposed to have a better quarterback. So, I'm just saying. I'm just saying. Maybe the problem was not any of the players on this team. Maybe the problem was Kellen Moore ass and his offensive scheme. The only thing I didn't like was force feeding the tight ends in the red zone. Outside of Dak Prescott missing one. Outside of him missing Jake Ferguson in the back of the end zone, I had no issue with it. Because Schoonmaker caught a touchdown, Jake Ferguson caught your touchdown. If we're being honest, they probably and really, Jake Ferguson was wide open. He did his job. He said, nah, we could have lit them up. Praise from McCarthy. He knew we had the game in the bag and just kept the ball on the ground. Nothing flashy. No need to put up 50 on them. He said, yeah, Lamb had a touchdown if Dak looked his way. And that's the thing. That's why I said the play calling wasn't bad, because both those guys were wide open. Jake Ferguson was wide open, and CeeDee Lamb were wide open on the same play. Like, we got two. That play design got two guys wide the hell open in the end zone. So I can't sit here and say the play calling was bad. Execution though, you did not execute the way you needed to in the red zone. Dunna said, I'll be there to watch us beat the Chargers. Kellen's ass too. Good. That's perfect. we definitely need need the energy in there. So I want to make it real uncomfortable. I want to beat the shit out of Kellen Moore. I'm not gonna hold you. I want to beat the shit out of Kellen Moore. And their defense looks very suspect. They do not have a good defense. They do not have a good defense. They just made Ryan Tannehill look like a future Hall of Famer. They made Ryan Tannehill look all kind of invincible. So yeah, man. Nah, I don't see. I don't see. This being a close game against the Chargers. Said Gillian D is gonna jump them curls. Facts on top of facts. But yeah, man, y'all go ahead and keep dropping your questions in the chat box. Keep dropping your questions in the chat box, man. We rocking. Now this is gonna be fun. This is gonna be next game for the Chargers though. The 0-2 Chargers are going to play the 0-2 Vikings. I wonder how that's gonna go. So they might be a 500 team by the time they play us. But they play the Vikings and they play the Raiders. So there is just as big of a chance of them being 2-2 or being 0-4 coming in when we play their ass. This schedule look a little suspect. Their team look a little suspect. I know, right? It's a pick'em game because their defense is so blatantly bad that Kirk Cousins then might go in there and blow blow the doors off them. Yo, Brian Bradford, what's up, my guy? They were tapping in and showing love to the channel. I appreciate you for coming in and showing support to the page, man. For real. Matt said he's taking the Vikings in that game. Man, I know. Hey, so let's go ahead and add this game to our ticket. We're not going to choose a team to win. We're going to choose the over. Right, so we make a ticket for next week. And really, we got 2 games tomorrow, too. I'm taking the Saints, by the way. I'm taking the Saints. And I do not trust the Steelers. So I'm taking the Saints and I'm taking the Browns. So I'm gonna take both those teams. I need to go ahead and build my ticket for tomorrow. Yeah, I'm taking the over. He said, does anyone know how to get tickets to home games when it's sold out online? Like, is there a resale site or something? If you go to Ticketmaster, you can check for resale tickets. You can check for resale tickets. Because you just go to the event and then you'll have it there too. It's going to be a double header tomorrow. They're actually going to be overlapping games because the Saints play Carolina Panthers and the Browns play the Steelers. So those are the 2 games tomorrow. And hey, anytime, Phoenix Rising. Yeah, like Donna Mama said, Ticketmaster, SeatGeek, Dallas Cowboys. Yeah. Hey, Jessica Haggerty, what's up with you? Happy Victory Sunday. Yeah, happy Victory Sunday. It's going to spill over to a Victory Monday, right? Because listen, we're going to relish in the glory of victory all the way till Tuesday. We'll come back on here. I'm going to do a show with Wes and Landlord about 12 tomorrow. Oh, yeah, he said the Saints and Browns. The Saints and Browns are my picks, too. I got the Saints winning that division. So I got the Saints winning that division. I did not choose a winner for the Browns division. I only picked guys because I didn't give a damn. You know what I mean? I only picked winners for the NFC. But yeah, what's up with you, Tommy Montoya? I appreciate you for coming over, showing love to the channel, man. Just make sure when you come in, man, you hit the like button, you hit the share button. You hit the Eagles fan upside the head too for playing games with you. No, they deserve it. Hold on, what's going on with my camera? My camera look a little fuzzy. I don't know what the hell going on with that thing. Said Eastside 0-2, probably know where you can find tickets since you know everything else about Dallas. Damn. Well, Eastside is the biggest Dallas Cowboy fan alive, man. I told you he got a 5-point star tattooed on his face, man. He got Dallas Cowboy star tattooed right on his face. That man is a diehard Dallas Cowboys fan. DC4L, man. DC4L, like my boy DC for Life, Texas. He said Eastside 0-2 secretly has tickets to all the games. He be in the nosebleeds hiding. Man, you crazy as hell. He probably do though. Cause ain't no self-respecting person gonna be a Texans fan. Ain't no self-respecting person gonna be a Texans fan. I don't know. Let me wipe this camera down, man. This shit's bothering me. Because when I look at it from my app, it looks fine. But when I look at it from YouTube, it looks like this shit is in 1K. I hate this shit. I don't know what the hell going on with that. I'm gonna have to fix that. It's bothering me. It bothers me a lot. See that shit. But yeah, man, keep dropping your questions in, man. Drop your questions. I'm gonna see if I can get some answers out. And if not, then we'll wrap it up and we'll do it tomorrow. See, I literally have an old school Dallas Cowboy helmet, watercolor style tattoo on my left arm. That's dope. That's super dope. Matt said take Vikings against Trash Hennythemoor Sunday. Well, I know one thing. The Vikings were a playoff team last year, and the Chargers were a playoff team last year. One of them was going to start the season 0-3. There's going to be a playoff team that's going to start the year 0-3 after this next game between them. 0-3. But yeah, man. Easy. Tampa Bay Buccaneers. The Bucks are my biggest surprise of being 2-0. So the Bucks beat the Vikings, and they also turned around and beat the Bears. So they beat two teams with a lot of expectations for the season out the gate. Nobody expected the Tampa Bay Buccaneers to be any good. A lot of us expected them to be trying to tank to get Caleb Williams. but they did not get the memo. They out here balling. Baker Mayfield is playing decent football. Their defense is playing pretty good. So yeah, man, like they doing the damn thing. Can't knock them. Can't knock them at all. So that's the team that's my biggest surprise being 2-0. I'm not. Cincinnati was 0-2 last year. Matter of fact, they were 0-2 last year, and had Lamar Jackson not gotten hurt, they were not going to win that division again. So both times they win, each time they win that division, something happened to Lamar Jackson. They have not went out there and won that division with Lamar Jackson being healthy, and they also have a losing record against the Cleveland Browns. So they have trouble beating two of the teams in their division. They have trouble with the Ravens, and they have huge problems against the Browns. Like they're like 1-6 against the Browns. They're like 1-6 and 1-5 against the Browns since Joe Burrow's been there. So yeah, I got some questions about them. They might. Hey, listen, they definitely should flex this game. If the Eagles and Bucks were playing like a noon game, it needs to be a primetime game now. That's two undefeated teams playing each other. Two undefeated teams are going to be playing each other, so they should. Phoenix Rising said, honestly, it seems like NFC is the real contenders this year. Bengals 0-2, Chiefs 1-1, Bills 1-1. Whoever wins the NFC championship is going to be the Super Bowl champion. Right now, looks like Cowboys, 49ers. We look like the best teams. And I know this is not the NCAA. I know that style points don't come to play, but we both look better than the Eagles have so far. 49ers have looked better than the Eagles. The Cowboys have looked better than the Eagles. He said, check my comment, Henny. Let me see what you said, King G. What you had said, King? I don't see you on here. Chuma had an elbow injury. Had to leave the game. They say the boy should be good. So they say that Chuma will be all right. There's nothing serious. But King G, I'm gonna go back up here and see if I can see your comment. Because I don't see anything. Oh, it said anything from Mozzie. Let me take a look. Is there something wrong with Mozzie Smith? Let me take a look. Let me do some digging real quick. Run this name on this interweb. Nope. Now I'm not seeing where anything happened to him. I just think he didn't really have he just didn't really pop out on the film. I got to take a look. I got to take a look at the all 22 film first. Folks are going to say what they say, but I got to take a look at all 22 film. A lot of times, the work that a one tech puts in is going to go unnoticed, watching it live. Oh yeah. Nah, I gotta go back and take a look. I don't really know first viewing, but I think that's what I am gonna do. I know the all 22 film is probably not up just yet, but I am gonna go watch that game again. I think they should have a condensed on this mug by now. Let me see. Give me a second. But they don't take long to do shit. And that is one thing that I like, even though the games are not live anymore, I can go back and watch all these games over. Yeah, the condensed games are already available on NFL Plus. So yeah, I think I'm gonna do that. I think I'm gonna watch this Dallas Cowboys Jets game condensed. Then I'm gonna go back and watch, the Commanders game condensed or something. I mean, I know one defensive tackle that went crazy also, but it's easy to see a 3-tech because a 3-tech is supposed to get sacks. Like a 3-tech is out there a lot of times to rush the passer. You know what I mean? So it's easy to see Osa pop. Osa and Micah are tied for sacks on this team. So of course you can say Osa's balling because he's getting sacks. But I believe Monty Smith will be fine. He just got to continue to grow and develop. And our run defense has been spectacular. I'm not saying I'm 100%. I'm 100% sure he's the reason, but I'm gonna take a look at the film and see. I'm gonna take a look at the film, see if he's doing his job, and I'll tell y'all the truth. If Monty Smith is playing up to par, I'll let you know. If he look a little suspect, I'll let you know. But I still ain't gonna know none of that till probably tomorrow because they ain't got no all 22. Yeah, they ain't got the all 22 up yet. It's gonna take another 24 hours probably for the all 22s up. Oh, Tolbert was 3 for 18. 3 catches, 18 yards. Osa Odighizuwa contract. Let's take a look. He got drafted in 2021. So he got this year and next year, and then he'll be a free agent. So he'll be a free agent around the same time, that Dak and them come up. Said Tolbert over Gallup. It's not saying much right now. Michael Gallup has done next to nothing for the Dallas Cowboys through 3 games. Michael Gallup has 2 catches for 13 yards. 2 catches for 13 yards in 2 games. First game, I wasn't tripping. First game, thunderstorm and shit. He wasn't really trying to throw the ball. That's cool. But this game, no Brandon Cooks, no Brandon Cooks, and you get one catch for 3 yards. I don't know. I just don't know. I know one thing though. We're gonna miss we're gonna miss Brandon Cooks until he comes back, because I haven't seen too much from Michael Gallup. If Jalen Tolbert can make a play or two downfield, I feel a little bit more comfortable and confident. But yeah, I'm not really seeing much from my boy Michael right now. Right, done. I can't wait to see that boy Cooks either. Said, why are we trying to throw Gallup under the bus? We were 2-0. Who's throwing him under the bus? We made a statement about how he's played. The man got 2 catches for 13 yards in 2 games. That is the truth. I ain't say that he sucked. I didn't say anything. I said he got 2 catches for 13 yards, which is the truth. It said that makes me think Dak isn't checking him on his progression, or MG isn't getting open. MG probably isn't getting open, or because we're in a pure progression offense, Michael Gallup might be guy 3 on the progression, and you're getting through progression 1, 2. Well, if my first option is open in a pure progression offense, I'm throwing the ball to that person, right? Because I'm trying to get the ball out of my hands. The ball got to come out. So if Michael Gallup is option 3 and option 1 is winning every damn time, he's not going to get the ball thrown his way anyway. Like I said, I'll know more once the All-22 film is out. If Michael Gallup is just not getting open, then we'll talk about it. If the ball is coming out, on time, and he just one of the guys late in the progression, then we might be able to cut him some slack. We'll see. He said, "Shh, that makes sense." Hey, yeah, Dak getting through his progression. I pray he does, Willie T. I say I like Michael Gallup. I say I hope that he has a phenomenal season. But yeah, man. I mean, I'm sure that's going to happen, Donna. I'm sure that Jalen Tolbert is going to supplant him. I'm going to tell you why. Not even from a football standpoint. Think about the money. If you want to understand the mind of Jerry Jones, just follow the money. Michael Gallup is your highest paid wide receiver, and he is nowhere close to being your best wide receiver. He is your 3rd best wide receiver at best, and he might be your 4th best wide receiver. So there is no offense or team that's going to pay their 4th wide receiver, $11 million. Right? So Jerry Jones, there is an out in Michael Gallup's contract to where if you trade him away next season, you can recoup some of that bread. So whether we agree that Michael Gallup should be traded or shouldn't be traded, I'm telling you there is a possibility of it happening, and it is very likely given how much money he makes. So, I'm not saying that it is something that I want to happen, because I like Michael Gallup. I don't want nobody to lose their job. But I also know how Jerry Jones operates. Right? I also know how he gets down. And if he's willing to move Amari Cooper to save some money after having a 800-yard season with 8 touchdowns, he'll move on from Michael Gallup if he only has a 400-yard season. You know what I mean? It's always about the money. Because remember, we said even if Michael Gallup had a great season, even if Michael Gallup had a great season, it would be hard for us to see him being back next year. Yeah, Tony had 32 touches. So that's not bad. He had over 100 yards for scrimmage. So yeah, I ain't tripping. Hey, you can believe that, but I'm telling you, it's going. Hey, it may not have been for Amar, but it's going to be for Michael. And listen, I put money on it. I will put money on it. We have a gentleman's bet. If you don't believe the Henny. But yeah, they gonna ban my boy Michael. I'm just getting y'all. Listen, I'm just getting y'all ready for it. I'm just getting y'all ready for it. I mean, usually it is, but you're throwing screens. We're throwing screen passes. We're throwing stuff around the line of scrimmage. We're throwing pick routes. You know, like when you throw the ball like that, it's damn near an extension of the run game. And that's why schematically, what Mike McCarthy is doing right now is a better fit for Dak Prescott than Kellen Moore. Like Dak Prescott's QBR and passer rating and completion percentage when he gets the ball out of his hand in under 2.5 seconds is spectacular. It's spectacular. Said Coop caught COVID, that's why he ain't here. Said Jerry has paid a lot of players, they never provide anything. Shit, and he moves on from them. I know, and listen, I know y'all like Michael Gallup. You know what I'm saying? I know you got love for Mike. Jerry don't give a damn about that. Let's just be honest. And I'm not trying to dampen, our victory day. So this is gonna be the last thing I say about it. But if Michael Gallup is your fourth wide receiver, if Jalen Tolbert is the person that we think he is, we already know that CeeDee Lamb is a real 88. He's gonna probably be an All-Pro this year, right? If Brandon Cooks comes back and he has the kind of production and season that we expect of him, you can't pay Michael Gallup $11 million, and you're finna pay CeeDee Lamb, over 20. You're gonna pay CeeDee Lamb about 28. Brandon Cooks is gonna make about 15. You can't have your fourth wide receiver making $11 million. So they're gonna move on from him. Said Jerry plays politics. That's why we never won since '95. Well, in the case of Michael Gallup, it wouldn't be politics. In the case of Michael Gallup, it's all about the bread. Now, the Amari Cooper move, that's politics. That's politics. He didn't like what he said about, his deal is 2 years. He got this year and next year. And then if he plays well enough, you can re-up him another year. All right, but yeah, I'm gonna stop dampening your parade. He said, "Why is MG catching strays?" I didn't think it was a shot. You know what I'm saying? You only catch a stray when you're shooting at something. I wasn't shooting at the man. I just made an assessment of what I seen, and I also made an assessment of how Jerry Jones gets down. Y'all know that man shyster. But yeah, man, I'm finna bounce too. I'm finna bounce out myself. Thank y'all for coming in and showing love to the channel. I thank y'all for rocking with us. I appreciate y'all. Make sure y'all hit that like on the way out. Make sure you hit the share on the way out. Make sure you slap an Eagles fan on the way out. Make sure you hit the Cash App or the Super Chat on the way out. And remember, we're doing 2 entries for $6 right now. I'm gonna give y'all a couple. I'm gonna give y'all a minute to get them in because we're going back to $5 entry after this. Patriots ain't shit either, Eastside Herald. I'm glad that you keep naming all these ain't shit teams. I'm glad you understand your team being 0-2 and all those other teams being 0-2 mean that all y'all ain't shit. There's just a bunch of teams that ain't shit in the NFL right now. The Patriots, the Texans, the Chargers, the Vikings ain't shit. So no matter how many teams you list, no matter how many teams you go up and down, say they sorry too, you're still sorry. You're just saying that they sorry as well. So I'm glad, as you pointed out, you're in the mix for the number 1 overall pick. You're in the mix for the number 1 overall pick. That's what you're in the mix for. You probably gonna have to draft you another quarterback, knowing how y'all get down. So congratulations. Congratulations. All right, y'all. But yeah, I'm gone. Thank y'all for the support. Thank y'all for the love. I'll see y'all tomorrow, man. I'm finna watch this game. I'm finna watch the condensed version of this game again before I go to sleep. Peace, y'all. I'm gonna get at y'all in the morning.